Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes in Coffee. For this week, I wanted to talk to you about something that I am actively dealing with and that has been constantly on my mind. And I know there are times when we are struggling or dealing with something, Satan will have us to think that we are all alone. But I share this with you in hopes that if this is a struggle you are dealing with, then together prayerfully we can overcome. So, what I wanted to discuss is the pressures of this life and the constant need to have to overcome. Every single day, there is something that this life demands of us, and it seems to be never ending. When you go to work, you have to pass your performance review. You have to work up to standards. Despite how you feel, despite what's going on in your personal life, you have the pressure to perform at work. If you're married, there's the pressure to meet your spouse's needs. Despite what's going on with you internally, despite how you may feel externally, there's still the pressure to perform within your marriage. There is the pressure to look a certain way in society. There's the pressure to make a certain income and to have certain possessions. There's the pressure to go to work and to make sure we're bringing our kids to their extracurricular activities. This constant pressure of performance. In my mind, I'm thinking, why do I feel like there's always so much pressure? Because I feel this pressure, what is it that God would have me to do to recognize that everything is under His control and it's not for me to feel pressure for, because God is going to take care of it? And when we think about the pressures of this life, I think it's an awesome indicator that we need to be striving for heaven. If you feel like I do often, then heaven should be your destination. If this is not something that you care to deal with, think about being in heaven and having an eternity of not having to deal with the struggles in this life. One of the things that Jesus says in the Bible is take this life one day at a time. Sometimes we look at our week and we look at all of the things that we have to do, especially if you're someone who likes to plan out or be organized or have some type of routine. We look at all the things we have to do and we feel all of the pressure of all of those activities at once. But if we were to take just one day at a time and just deal with what happens in one day, then that alleviates a lot of pressure. Instead of just living for Monday, for instance, we try to live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday all at the same time. We feel overwhelmed. I have to do this on that day and this day and that day. But what we don't know is Tuesday may be a much easier day than Monday, and so may Thursday. But in our minds, when we're living all of our days at the exact same time, we're also living all of our days with the exact same emotions and the exact same energy. So when you are thinking about all of the things that you have to do, just remember, take it one day at a time. What do I need to do today? And if that feels like too much, what do I need to do in this hour? What do I need to do in this minute? So instead of trying to live life all at once, we live life a day at a time as God has commanded. Another thing that we should be doing on a daily basis, and as basic and as simple as this is, we should really have a prayer life. I don't understand how we can go one day without talking to God about our life. Christ has told us that He has overcome the world. Who else should we be talking to? Who else should we have all of our faith in? As Christians, we have to be lights of the world and salts of the earth. If you are walking this life alone, then of course you are going to feel the pressure. But if you're walking this life with God, though those things may come, His peace will surpass your understanding. One of the advantages many of us had as children is not recognizing all of the pressure and all of the burdens that our parents face. Even though we saw them go to work every day, even though we saw them stressed with certain situations, we never had to shoulder that burden in the way that they did because they were our parents. In the same way, as children of God, with God the Father being our parents, it is not for us to shoulder the burdens of this life. He is our parent and He is able to do so if we allow Him. And the very last thing I would encourage you to do is when you're looking at your calendar, when you're looking at the stressors of this life, ask yourself, why am I dealing with this? Is this for something that I deem as good? We need to make sure that we are not going in directions that God has not authorized us to go, putting unnecessary burdens and unnecessary pressure on us to perform in an arena that God did not send us. Pray to God and ask Him, dear God, is this what you want me to do? Am I going the way you want me to go? Please direct my steps. And just remember, you are not alone in this life. This world is not our home, and it is not meant to be. So things are not going to be perfect and the way we want. Let us continue to strive for heaven together. Prayerfully, I will see each and every one of you there. If you found that this episode was beneficial, then I ask you to share it with at least one person. This is Jerry with 5 Minutes in Coffee. Thank you for listening to this episode of 5 Minutes in Coffee by Jerry Breville. If you have enjoyed this episode, then I ask you to share it with just one person, and also please consider making a donation that goes directly to the growth of 5 Minutes in Coffee so that we can share God's words together. This is Jerry with 5 Minutes in Coffee.